Hey, welcome to day 11. It's day 11. Today, I thought I'd talk about a very important topic, and that is people pleasers. There's so much junk online about people pleasing. And actually, a lot of people that aren't really people pleasers say that they've been people pleasing because they're just not used to being kind. I'm not talking about those people. If you're watching this video, it's possible you are a people pleaser because you know you have a lifelong problem with people pleasing. So I'm going to quickly just go over what it is very quickly. I'm not going to describe or spend any time about how it comes to be or what happens in someone's childhood that makes them a people pleaser. If you want to get more information about that, I'll give you one good resource on YouTube, and it's Tim Fletcher. Tim Fletcher, I'll try to leave his username or link in the description. He's a very reputable speaker on people pleasing. I found a lot of junk, a lot of videos that are a waste of your time. So, and it's most likely created by people that have no idea what it means and how it feels to be a people pleaser. Okay? So what I'm going to do in this video, I thought I would create some self-guided tools or exercises that you can do at home to help you. That's what I'm going to do. Most of the video is going to be about that. And the reason why I did that is because people need help. They need to take this in their own hands, to control their own life without needing to seek therapy. Therapy can be very useful, but it has to be with a therapist that has a lot of experience dealing with this specific subject. So we need to take control of this. We need to be able to help ourselves. That's why I created this video. And this stuff works. So I didn't get most of this from the internet. I just thought about what works because it's worked in the past. So, okay, we'll get to that in a very short amount of time. Let me just go through this first. I've taken a lot of notes. I've prepared notes, but I don't memorize notes, and I'm not going to put a teleprompter by the screen so that it appears that I'm looking at you and talking to you, but in reality, I'm just reading and not thinking about it. So I'll be referring to my notes and reading from my notes because this is a discussion similar to if you were sitting with your friend. You're not going to be staring at each other the whole time. All right, so it's a defense mechanism, people pleasing, where a person sacrifices their own needs, comfort, and well-being to gain others' approval. Yes, but it's not, yeah, I mean, you could say it that way. Some of these words I don't like approval, but it's to keep the peace, it's not to create conflict, not to stir the pot, right? Okay. At its core, it's rooted in fear. Absolutely. It's rooted in fear. If you're a people pleaser, you're afraid. Fear of rejection, fear of conflict. That's the big one. Abandonment or being seen as bad. I think it's a fear of being hurt, right? There's many ways you can be hurt. It's the fear of being hurt. That's why you please people. Psychologists understand people-pleasing as a learned behavior often born from childhood environments where love and safety were conditional. Blah, 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 blah. You can go, I mean, you probably know, you have a good idea why you're a people-pleaser, right? You don't know how this all came to be, maybe. Maybe you do know, if you've had some therapy or if you thought about it for a long time and you were aware of what happened in your childhood. with your primary caregivers in your environment. But it's possible you don't know how it all came to be. But that's okay. We're not going to be discussing that today, all right? To avoid punishment or emotional withdrawal, the child learned to avoid punishment. The child learned to suppress their own needs and focus excessively on others. Punishment could be from anyone, right? When you were helpless or weak or unable to defend yourself for whatever reason. So over time, it becomes a deeply ingrained habit. Absolutely. It's deep. So it often masquerades as kindness, but people-pleasing is driven by fear, not genuine compassion, of course, obviously. So what I'd like to do now is go over 3 shifts to break free from people-pleasing. Later on, I'm going to give you exercises. But right now, just 3 general concepts, shifts that we're going to incorporate mentally. Number 1 is trust your own moral compass. Because people pleasers, like yourself possibly, outsource their sense of right and wrong based on others' reactions. So, yeah, I'll go into a little bit more detail about this, explain more. If someone's upset, you assume you're at fault. You may question whether you should respond or react because it might seem rude or overreactive, yeah. Because you're not sure how much you should do, what you should say, what you shouldn't say, what's appropriate, what's inappropriate. Whether you might not even feel determined or the conviction or to defend yourself. It's just not there. That where it would be with someone else who's normal or balanced, whatever you call it. And you see people that do a better job at it, but for you, it just doesn't feel strong enough. It's like you're not defending yourself enough. If you look at yourself as another individual, like a kid or a child, whatever it is, you're parenting yourself, right? I mean, you should want to take better care of yourself. If you had a child, you would know what it means to defend a child. Like you don't even have to think about that. But for some reason, we don't treat ourselves that way, and we should. Reclaim your inner compass. I mean, there's a lot of grand wording here, but if you've done nothing wrong, their emotions are not your responsibility. Absolutely. I'll get to that a little bit more later. We're talking about other people, right? That you might be coming into conflict with or confrontation with or something like that. Their emotions are not your responsibility. That's key. That's key. Let people feel the way they're going to feel. It's not your problem. Focus on yourself. The second one, so first, trust your own moral compass, right? What's right and wrong, what's good and bad. Just trust it. Don't question yourself. Just trust it. It's pretty good. I bet your moral compass works pretty well. Decouple discomfort from danger. That is very important. That's number 2. Decouple discomfort from danger. Because feeling uncomfortable doesn't mean you're unsafe. When you set boundaries, say no, or challenge others, you might feel guilt or fear. Like, guilt isn't the biggest thing, but fear is, in my opinion. But that doesn't mean you're doing anything wrong. I think that's second, definitely, that's third to fear, right? Discomfort is not danger. That's so true, because you think immediately, mentally, you might think that someone's going to punch you in the face. Something bad's going to happen to you. You're going to get into a fight. You're going to be in a big conflict. Someone's going to make you look bad, embarrass you. Most of it is just imagined. It's imaginary. It's not realistic. It's not rational or founded on reality. So don't let your mind go into all of this imaginary scenarios, concocting these scenarios, right? Decouple discomfort from danger. Most of the time, you're not going to get punched in the face. It's okay to be uncomfortable, right? It's okay. It's great. It's great. I want you to believe that. I want you to understand that. The third shift to break free from people pleasing. Look, this is not going to happen overnight. Or you understand? We clearly understand that. I want to just to take a second to tell you, you can definitely improve your situation dramatically over time. It takes work, it takes practice, but you will improve dramatically to the point where someday it's no longer a big issue for you. Okay? You feel good, you will feel better about yourself, but it's going to take time. I don't know how much time, weeks, months, months or years. Okay? Just to be a little more, give you some reality there. So the third thing, prioritize self-respect over external peace. Absolutely. Absolutely. Remember, we're talking about fear of being hurt, external peace. Your self-respect is more important. I've thought about that many years ago. What's more important, right? Keeping the calm, keeping the peace, not creating conflict, not putting myself in danger. That's more important than self-respect. But then I started to question that. At some point, I felt like, no, self-respect should be more important, because living and life and not getting hurt, you have to be willing to risk that, right? If you're afraid, then you're not willing to risk these things. You're fearful. And if you take that to an extreme, you can be afraid for your life from even the smallest things. But your self-respect, actually, it should be more important. Within reason, right? So I'm not suggesting you go out and react where your life is in danger, or do something that's really going to put your life in danger. No, what I'm saying is, in general, your self-respect is more important than most of the dangers you're going to think of or perceive in your brain, in your mind. Okay? Pleasing others creates internal turmoil. Yes, it does. So if keeping someone else happy makes you betray yourself, then the cost is too high. What does that mean? Well, you don't defend yourself. You don't say what you think you should say. You do things you don't really want to do, and then later on you end up feeling bad. That's betraying yourself. So these shifts, these three, are mental laws you must adopt to undo years of over-adapting. Yeah, it's hardwired. You know how deep it runs. But you can definitely improve it, okay? So moving forward, I want to say a few things moving forward, and then we'll get into some of these things you can do. So from this point on, you're going to hold yourself to a higher standard. We're going to do this together. Remember, this is the definitive self-help guide to people pleasing. So if you know someone that's a people pleaser, please share this with them, send it to them. And if you benefit from it, please like it, subscribe, share it with others. And let me know what you think. So you're going to place boundaries that prioritize your well-being. Yes, it will feel uncomfortable. It may feel unnatural. I know that. But that's the only way to regain some sense of normalcy, right? So you can deal with other things in life and not have to think about this and feel bad. When you feel discomfort from saying no, or speaking up, or defending yourself, your interests, that's a great sign. Discomfort is going to be your friend. It's going to be your main friend in this battle. I don't want to say battle because you're going to win this, but discomfort is a wonderful thing. You're not going to improve if you're not feeling discomfort. It's like going to the gym. If you come home and you feel good, you did not do anything at the gym. You wasted your time. If you come home and you collapse on the sofa and you're in pain all over, then you did something useful at the gym. Same thing here, right? Discomfort is your friend. And let others decide how they'll handle themselves if you upset them. If they get angry or lose their temper, let them. You'll be fine. This is a wonderful thing. I put these notes together, by the way, did I tell you? So I want you to, at some point, if possible, find some entertainment, some enjoyment from putting others on the spot if they've done or said something wrong or inappropriate, if they've overstepped their boundaries, right? Your moral compass. Let them decide. Watch them, observe them. See how they handle themselves. It's okay, whatever they do. I want you to separate your inside from what's happening outside, right? Your sense of self-worth, self-respect, your self-esteem, all that stuff. Just put it in a box inside. Don't let the outside world affect that. Just let people say and do whatever they're going to say and do. And observe them. It can be fun. And you will know how to handle yourself. Trust me. Trust yourself. So, I'll go on. Reject guilt. Reject fear. Mainly fear. You've been conditioned to feel responsible for other people's feelings because you don't want to upset them. You don't want to be hurt in some way, socially, physically. It should end now. It ends now because you're watching this great video and you're gonna apply these exercises that I'm gonna give you, and you're gonna be on the road to recovery, confidence, strength. So if you've been conditioned to feel like saying no makes you mean, rude, or selfish, it doesn't. It's necessary. All right. So you'll learn to handle these situations. You'll learn to protect yourself. And your peace is non-negotiable. I like that. It sounds pretty strong and firm. If you need to get physically stronger or take self-defense courses, do it. This is a very important point because physical strength translates a lot of the time into mental strength in terms of how we show up in this world, how we interact with others. Physical strength is so important. It can't be overstated. Get to the gym, take a class, even one class, one session of any type of martial arts or self-defense. Just one session. Get off the couch and do it. You're going to be so happy you did. It's going to make a huge difference. So get grounded in reality. And what I mean is, there's probably a lot of mental images or words you've created, internal dialogue that you've created of fear that kind of inspire fear in you. They're often imaginary. They are imaginary, you know that. So identify them, get rid of them, and get grounded in reality. Go out there, see what this world is like. It's probably not like how you're thinking. The real world isn't as dangerous as your mind might tell you, especially if you're still holding on to fears or things from childhood, right? A child sees the world much differently than an adult does. Make sure this mental images you have, or this dialogue, or your imagination doesn't run wild. Let today be the day that you say enough. It is enough. Hopefully it's enough because you're watching this video. And I'd like for you to read this next statement out loud, and feel free to repeat it. So I'm going to just read it like I've been reading other things. And you can jot it down, type it out on your computer or phone, and then repeat it to yourself out loud, okay? Here we go. From this day forward, I refuse to please anyone at my expense. I don't know exactly why or how I developed this people-pleasing coping mechanism, or if it's something else entirely, but it's no longer serving me. In fact, it's actively hurting me. Today that changes. From this moment on, I will no longer allow fear, guilt, or external pressure to dictate my choices. It ends now and it ends forever. It's a great way to set things off. It's a great statement. When you slip up in the future, right? It's going to take some work. But when you slip up in the future, don't be hard on yourself, right? When you find yourself people-pleasing, it's okay. Go easy on yourself. And improvement takes time. And each time you stand up for yourself, you're making progress. You will stand up for yourself. I know you will. So next, let's go through some steps that I've created just so you can think about this conceptually day to day when you're looking for opportunities or when you're faced with situations that make you resort to people-pleasing. The first step is see it coming. You already know when you're about to please someone, right? And that sounds kind of awful. You know when you're going to be in this compromising, weak position, right? You know when something happens and you don't speak up, or you allow something to continue and you don't feel good about it. That's what I mean. See it coming. And notice when you're about to compromise yourself to avoid discomfort, to avoid fear, confrontation, whatever it is. And stop it before it happens, okay? So, whereas in the past you may have caught it after it's happened and then felt bad about it because you didn't react quickly enough, you were lost in thought about what you should or shouldn't do. Should you say something? Should you do something or not? You see what I'm saying? So you feel bad about it because you're just thinking about what just happened. Eventually, I want you to see it coming so that you can act immediately when it's happening. It's step one. Step two, don't think. This is very important. Remember, I put this together. I didn't find this anywhere, okay? I've been through this. Don't think. Stop overanalyzing every situation. Don't waste your cognitive energy questioning if you're being too nice or if someone's crossing the line. I know this happens, right? Someone says something, someone does something, or someone is in your space. You start thinking, is this okay? Should I let this slide? Should I say something? Would I be overreacting? Would I cause a problem? Would it be too confrontational? Would I get hurt? Okay? I want you to stop thinking. That's two. Number three, I want you to react or speak up. So speak when something is wrong. If someone's being disrespectful or rude, these are just examples, right? This is not the whole list of possibilities. Don't let it slide. Have go-to phrases ready that don't require any thought. This is an example of what I mean by don't think, because the third step is react. Speak up, take action. So, and because you're not thinking, I'd like you to have some go-to phrases ready. You've probably already been through so much. You've been through so many scenarios that made you feel bad later on. Okay, you have that in your memory bank. So, and you know what actions to take to prevent those things or defend yourself or assert your power or control over your physical body, right? Your personal space, etc., etc. So what I want you to do is react, speak up, and take action. Have these go-to phrases if you're going to use words, and you have a good idea of what actions you can take in most situations you're going to be in, okay? I want you to do them automatically, so you're going to prepare those. For example, if it's words, Things like, that's ridiculous. Excuse me? Or, are you serious? So that's what I mean. Have it ready, be prepared. Because number 2 is you're not going to think. I want you to stop over-evaluating. Stop thinking too much about this because you're in the heat of the moment. You need to react quickly. It's going to be very important. Okay? That's 3. React or speak up. So if someone's being disrespectful, say something like, that's inappropriate. Or, look, I won't tolerate it. If someone crosses a boundary, you can try saying, I need some space right now. Or, I'm not comfortable with that. And the 4th step to handle any situation is be silent when needed. I don't mean don't defend yourself, don't speak up. That was the third step, react, speak up, take action. No, what I mean by that, be silent when needed, is if you're compelled to make polite conversation just to keep things comfortable, stop. Let others decide how they'll act. You control how you respond, okay? You know you've been in this situation. Making polite conversation, being jovial, being jolly, stop it. You know you need to stop it. The 5th step, and this is not an action step, but it's something that I want you to think of because it'll make sense in a minute. You matter more. I turned the last 2 into steps because they're so important. You matter more. Consider yourself equally important, if not more important than the person standing in front of you. Put your needs first before anyone else's. Only after that, you can decide how to move forward. You matter more. I turned it into a step, even though this is just a thought, because it's so crucial. Because sometimes you might not feel strongly about asserting your presence and defending your interests. You just don't feel strongly about it. I don't know what the reason is for this. Okay, but you matter more. You must commit that to your memory, to your unconscious. You must believe that. You do matter more. And the 6th step, finally, is you must be respected. Your space, your body, your possessions are off limits to anyone who hasn't earned permission. Stay firm in that boundary, no exceptions. Look, even if it's your car and someone's leaning against your car, right? Could be anything. It's your possessions, your personal space. So you must be respected. Your possessions must be respected. Your personal space must be respected. If someone's standing too close to your face, you gotta tell them to take a step back. And you have to be firm in doing so. So those are the 6 steps. And by the way, all of these things I'm going through, if you would like them, I don't know, if you'd like me to list them out in the description or provide some kind of downloadable document, I'd probably need 10 or 20 people to be asking for that in the comments. Otherwise, just watching this video and just jotting down notes should suffice. And all right, so I'm going to move on now to one very powerful thing that you can do, and then I might offer some other exercises. Affirmations are so effective. I cannot tell you how effective affirmations are, right? I mean, in the self-help world, they've played this out and overplayed it to the point where we feel like it's not very useful. It's almost synonymous with like manifesting or something. No, affirmations are incredible. They work. I know they work. So I have prepared some affirmations for you. I want you to recite these nightly affirmations as a tool to rewire your mindset. Sounds fancy. Solidifying your boundaries and self-respect. Before you sleep, say these 6 affirmations numerous times, I don't know, 10 times, right? Keep them easily accessible and recite them until they're ingrained in your mind. Put them on your phone, in your notes. And just when you're in bed, you're laying down, before you fall asleep, that is the time you want to do it. Believe me, it's so much more effective, and they do work, and you're going to thank me later. You're going to come back a couple months from now, and you're going to leave some amazing notes for me. You're going to tell all your friends about it. So here are, I don't know, 6 or 8 of them. So these are detailed affirmations, okay? They're going to get tedious upon repetition. So I've made some simplified statements that you can use, okay? So first I'll go through the detailed affirmations. I am fearless. Pretty simple. I firmly protect my space and my interests. I strongly protect my peace. I will gladly upset anyone who violates my rights. I don't take any BS from anyone, ever. My kindness comes after my boundaries are respected. I am worthy of respect, even if it means disappointing others. I grow stronger every day. Okay? You can repeat this and jot those down. So, if you're repeating those at night, it's going to get tedious. You're not going to remember them. I want something even simpler. In the first day or first couple of days, go ahead and say these in detail, and you can create your own. But I've prepared some simplified statements after a few nights of this that you can use, because they're going to be mentally related to the more detailed list, okay? So when you say the simple statements in your mind, you're going to understand it's everything else. And you're going to repeat it on and on. It's going to be great. So here we go. There's 4 of them. I am fearless. I matter more. Get upset if you want. You've been warned. It's 4. It's wonderful, right? I'm fearless. I matter more. Get upset if you want. You've been warned. So from this moment on, I hope you're done people pleasing. No more shrinking to fit others' expectations. No more letting guilt dictate your actions. Your time, your energy, your voice, your space, they're yours. If anyone else tries to take them, let them try. And you owe no one your comfort, your silence, or your compliance. So this is rooted in fear, people pleasing. When you can overcome your fears, affirmations help a lot. Then you can stop the people pleasing. Let me see if I have some exercises for you. So you can do assertiveness rehearsals, like if you have a friend, or even in the mirror. You can practice saying no to someone's request. You can assert or ask someone to do something that maybe they don't want to do, but that's in your rights, or that's something well within your right to request, or if they're, you understand that. Ask someone not to do something. So no, that doesn't work for me, as an example. I need you to stop talking to me that way, as another example. Telling someone you don't want to continue a conversation, right? You're on the phone for like an hour, and after 10 minutes you didn't want to be on the phone anymore. Ooh, that'll make you feel real bad. So learn to say, I have to go now. Cut them off. Or, I'm not available for that. Someone asks you to do something or go somewhere, and you feel like you don't want to do that. You want to be nice. No, not available for that. I'm giving you very simple examples. You can apply it to whatever experiences you've had, right? So that was the assertiveness rehearsals. And also, like, there's a personal policy. Like, write down your own rules for life. Most people don't need to do that, but since you may be a people pleaser, it doesn't hurt, it'll help. So create some rules. Like if you feel rushed or pressured, I say no. No one touches you or your stuff unless you say it's okay. Politeness is optional. You don't have to be polite. Matter of fact, I would recommend you don't be polite for a time. Don't do it. Look, right now you don't want to get to balanced and normal. That's not your target. You want to overshoot. You want to overcompensate, right? It's like, for example, if someone wants to make $100, that shouldn't be their goal. Their goal should be $150 or $200, right? So your goal is higher than your target, so that if you don't hit your goal, you hit your target. You understand this in so many different areas in life, right? So our goal or today, if you're a people pleaser, is not normalcy and balance. If you even, I mean, you know, you have an idea what that is. But I think your goal should be a lot more than that right now, so that for sure you're going to hit that target of normalcy, of balance, of peace, of calmness at some point in your life. Okay? Don't worry about overshooting, overcompensating. I wouldn't be polite. I mean, I'm not saying be rude and be mean and all that, but just don't worry about being polite. And respect is not optional. Respect is not optional. Respect is required. People need to respect you. It's not optional. You should fight for that. You should be willing to fight for it. I don't think life is worth living without your respect. I'm not suggesting anything. I'm just saying life wouldn't be enjoyable. That's what I'm saying. Live by it. Post it. Print it. So, overcoming fears is another exercise. Important. I want you to, well, I don't want to say I want you to, but the exercise is upset someone today. Let it happen. Upset someone. Let someone wait. Don't reply to a message. Don't call them back. Say no without giving a reason. Just say no. Create these awkward moments. Create the awkward moments. Be uncomfortable. Who cares if others are uncomfortable or shocked or surprised or whatever, okay? Overcome the fear of conflict. So that's another great exercise. Also, your physical strength is crucial. This is an exercise in itself. Hit the gym. Go take some self-defense or martial arts courses, boxing, whatever. Workouts at home or at the gym, okay? It's so important. I can't tell you how important that is. Push yourself to do it. So, let me see if I'm going to share the others with you. Stop people-pleasing thoughts. So, like, we talked about this before in terms of stop thinking, right? Because this overthinking, when things happen and you're people-pleasing, it's like, will they be mad at me? Will I cause a bigger problem? Did I do something wrong? What if they'll stop liking me? What if I'll look bad? What if they hurt me? I want you to catch yourself if you ever say anything like that mentally in your mind, and replace them with, what do I want right now? Would I respect someone who acts the way I'm being treated? I choose self-respect over approval. I choose self-respect over the imagined prospect of being hurt. Okay? So, people-pleasing is not kindness, you know that. It's fear. It's not kindness, it's fear. True strength comes from showing up as you are, defending your space, and knowing that your value does not depend on being liked or keeping the calm or being non-confrontational or whatever. So the world should be warned that you matter more, that you are fearless. Stick to the plan, use these tools, and let them adjust to the new you. That's what I've got for you today. And if you have any comments or questions, please do leave them in the comments. And I'd appreciate it if you would like and subscribe to my channel. And if you know someone that is affected by people pleasing, please share this video with them. Thank you.